Hi everyone, this is IntuitiveEdge. Once again, welcome to my channel. Thanks for joining me. We're going to take a look at our month ahead, what's going to be coming up for February. So I'm going to take a look at the cards. I'll be right back and we'll get started. Okay, I laid out some cards, and overall for February, things look pretty good. I think there's going to be some solid positive things happening in February. Now we have the sun coming out in the middle of this 9-card spread that I did. Now, some interesting things that I think we may be seeing as I tuned into this energetically. I heard the word backlash, and I saw a picture in my mind of the CDC, and I get the impression that there may be a personnel shift or change in the management level at the CDC. I don't know if the director will resign or if it's something similar to that, but maybe a different person. But somebody high up, there's going to be a shift or a change. Maybe somebody will retire, resign, change positions in leadership, that kind of thing. So look for that. I also saw something kind of interesting regarding the Supreme Court. What I'm picking up on is I saw Amy Coney Barrett's face, and I saw her energetically with her back, like her back is to the court. She's facing front, and I see her hands. You probably can't see my hands, but they're like this. Both hands are like this, and she's holding something back. Okay, and what I sensed with it was that she and Kavanaugh are standing in the way of something. They're blocking something regarding the court. And I heard in my mind it's kind of like there are swing votes perhaps on an issue, and they're expected to swing one way or the other. I got that Amy Coney Barrett, in her mind, she is defending the court. It's not so much about a specific issue, although there may be a specific issue brought before the court, but it's almost bigger than that. It's like she's defending the institution of the court itself. Does that make sense? Okay. I also heard the word circus. I heard media frenzy. And I just kept going back to Amy Coney Barrett and her hands and the feeling of not going to let it pass, not on my watch. This is not, because it's like, and I tried to get the impression of what this is, and it was like the integrity of the court is at stake, and she's standing in the way, she and Kavanaugh both, but I got her for some reason more, standing in the way, blocking something that would affect the integrity of the court. So I don't know. I know there's been talk about Biden wanting to pack the court, add some more members so that they can get a liberal bent on things. I don't know if that's it or not. But something about the integrity of the court is at stake, and Amy and Brett are blocking it. Now again, I don't know which way this is going or which way this is spinning. So we'll have to see how that shakes out or what exactly that means. But the integrity of the court is important to Amy Coney Barrett, and upholding the institution over a particular ruling. I get that it's above that. It's like it doesn't matter so much how we rule. It's the integrity is more important than, and it all blends together, because ultimately what comes out of the court needs to be in integrity, but also the court itself needs to be in integrity. So we'll see how that plays out. All right. So look for some news, some possibly sad news that ultimately may be a good thing coming out. Could be around gossip. I have the Page of Swords. To me, this is news or gossip or hearsay that could be coming out. It's at the top of the spread. And it has the sun underneath, which is really positive, and it has the Three of Swords underneath, which is sad. So I've got kind of a mixed bag of something that's going to be coming out. Perhaps there's different levels or layers to an issue. Perhaps some people feel it's a good thing, some people feel it's a sad thing or a bad thing. And so there's a mixed bag, mixed opinions possibly. But the Page of Swords is a messenger about hearsay, gossip, things aren't quite clear, but yet the sun is hugely positive. So overall, it's a good thing. Whether or not some people see it as a sad thing is up to them, I guess. Okay, there's also the Strength card. Underneath is the Seven of Cups, which is a lot of confusion or too many choices. And then we have the Two of Wands, which is things going in a new direction. So there could be a shakeup also regarding things that seem chaotic, moving things in a new direction or a new focus. I also see something about a king or an authority, someone in a position of authority coming to an end of their role. We have the King of Cups, and underneath is the Ten of Swords, the card of endings. So I don't know if this is the thing I saw with the court or if this is something different. Or perhaps this is something, what I saw regarding the CDC, perhaps having a shift or a change in leadership. But somebody's tenure or somebody's role is coming to an end in February. So look for that. And there's a lot of planning involved around it. Oh, that's interesting. So the top card is that Three of Pentacles, which I call the builder's card. You're planning, you're strategizing, and the king underneath, but then the ending. So I think this is a leader, a position of authority. I also get the FBI may have some changes in personnel or management or leadership also. So look at that as well. That feels a little bit on the down low, a little quieter. I don't know that will be like broadcast in, it's not going to be major news, but just look for some type of shift or shakeup at the FBI as well. Overall, with the sun in the direct center of this spread, tells me that February overall is going to have some good things coming. Although look for endings, look for sad events possibly, and things having to necessarily move in a new direction. Let's see what else I get here. Okay, that's what I see pretty much coming up for February. I want to get into a couple of specific topics. There's some things in the news I want to touch on. I've also had some questions that have come to me, and I'm going to try to touch on those as well. First of all, I want to touch on the Joe Rogan and Spotify debacle that's been going on. Evidently, there's been a push for quite a while by leftist type minded or groups to get rid of Joe Rogan, silence him, he must be silenced. So Neil Young recently pulled all of his music off Spotify because Spotify didn't remove Joe Rogan. So, and other people have followed suit, a couple other singers, big names back in the day, we should say. So what's going on with that? Well, so I've got this blinders on. We've got the Two of Swords on the initial situation, not wanting to look at something and having to be careful with it. There's the Seven of Swords on top. Now, initially, I laid out 10 cards. Initially, what I see, Joe Rogan, I don't think, is going anywhere. I think he's going to stay where he's at on Spotify for now. At least for this coming month, I don't see him going anywhere. Because he's got the Emperor on the position of him, which is solid strength of character, strength of situation. And he's got the Queen of Wands, which is a very positive card on his future, and the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of lucrative, basically, business sense on his outcome. He does, however, have the Tower on the environment. So I do think that there could be some more backlash coming for the Joe Rogan experience with people maybe there's going to be more people signing on to this quasi boycott. But I don't think it's going to ultimately affect him. Okay, he's not going anywhere. I don't think Spotify is going to cancel one of their most popular people on there. So I do see conflict. There's the conflict card kind of undergirding this whole thing. Yeah, the message of this Knight of Swords is falling into the background. And to me, this is like, yeah, this is the messenger of taking action. And that's falling into the past. So people have already taken action. Maybe those that will already have. Tricky situation, but that solid Queen of Wands on the future. And the Nine of Pentacles up top. We have the Hermit on what's on the inner world. And that's just like wanting to shine the light of truth. So I don't think this is going anywhere, although it could get uncomfortable for some who fall off their tower. I don't know, but that's what it looks like for me. I don't think Joe Rogan's going to be as affected. Okay, next topic. I had someone ask me about General Michael Flynn. There's been some talk, I guess, in certain circles that General Michael Flynn is actually a bad guy. He's a black hat. He's working for the cabal secretly, and he's kind of like a monkey wrench in the whole underlying thing with Donald Trump and a backstabber and all of that. So what do the cards say about this? Well, the first card out is the King of Wands, and it's crossed by the 10 of Pentacles. These are very positive cards. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a good guy based on this 10 of Pentacles. He's got the Sun up top and the King of Cups underneath. The Ace of Wands in the background and the Lover's card on the foreground. I don't sense anything dark or bad coming from this at all. I don't think he's a black hat. He does have the Five of Swords on him, which is trying to get the upper hand over a kind of a losing situation. And it can indicate being a subject of controversy. It can indicate being part of a battle or having to fight for something. But his environment, he's got the Nine of Pentacles, again, positive card, the Queen, two queens up top, and the Empress underneath. I don't get anything from this that tells me that General Michael Flynn is a bad guy. Nothing. These are all really strong cards. The only card is this card of conflict, but it doesn't mean that he's a bad person, especially given all of the other plethora and the Sun coming out. The Sun always flavors your reading with a positive note, even if there's a lot of difficulty in the reading. If you get the Sun, it's like a breath of fresh air coming in, like this is going to turn out okay. And having the Empress underneath, the card of nurture and care. Nurture and care tells me that he's a good guy too. And that Queen of Swords, as I always say, the Queen of no BS, she gets to the bottom. Got the sun coming in my window. She gets to the bottom of things. So, and perhaps that's why he's a threat. Maybe he gets to the bottom of things. Someone once said that General Flynn knows where all the bodies are buried. So maybe he knows too much and someone's trying to undercut his integrity, trying to make him look bad. I might look at that. I'll be right back. So I just asked the question of the cards. Who is behind this push to make General Michael Flynn look bad? Who is behind it? What is their goal? And why? So let's see what we got here. We have the Magician and the Eight of Wands. So to me, the Magician is the card of alchemy and the card of black magic. It can be used for that. It can indicate that, I should say. It can indicate the use of the dark arts, black magic, because you're essentially using everything in your arsenal. And this card, the Eight of Wands, is a card of things happening quickly and rapidly. So there is some reason why this is happening to him. He's got the Three of Swords up top on this question. Something about a wish being granted, too. All right. Just laying out the rest of the cards here. This is interesting. What do we got going on? There is some sort of push, I think, by the Dark Cabal to tarnish General Michael Flynn with that Magician crossed by the Eight of Wands. And the Three of Swords up top is a sad situation. It can indicate betrayal. So I think what's happening is General Michael Flynn is the one who's being betrayed, not him betraying Mr. T or anyone else. Now holding on to being possessive. I'm trying to feel what this is here. We've got the Four of Pentacles fading into the past, holding on to something, but then releasing something with the power of that Eight of Wands, and then the World card. So I think there's some black magic going on with it. I think could be a ritual of some kind. The Tower is coming out on those that are behind this. So it's a destructive force that's behind it. And there's a messenger on the environment. I think the message is, because the messenger is looking directly up at the Queen of Wands and then the Empress. So I think the message is that this is not going to affect General Michael Flynn in the way that they had hoped. I don't see it affecting him because he's got that Empress, that card of care. And we had that card on him in the previous reading. And also the Queen of Wands, I believe. I do sense some type of black magic being used on him. I'm kind of honing in on the black cat that is on the Queen of Wands card. But yet he's holding, or she, on the Queen of Wands card, I'll just show you the card. She's holding that stave there, that wand. And it's like it's a barrier to the dark magic represented by that black cat. That's just how I'm seeing it, okay? That's why I call it intuitive tarot, because I don't always, there's the meaning of the card and then I blend it with what comes to me, and I usually look at the artwork and it opens my mind to see things. So I'm seeing the black magic not working. I do see a struggle over him though. There's a struggle for the truth. But there's I get a protection around General Flynn. It's probably energetic. That could be. Energetic, angelic. I had a cough when I said that. So I think there's something to that. Energetically, a protection around him. I don't think he's going to be ultimately taken down by this, whatever this is. Whatever this push is, it's a ritual, it's a dark magic push. That's all. That's what I get from it. So no, I don't think it's true. He's not a black hat. He's not a bad guy. But he is under attack from those who are. And so I'm not saying anything about those who are pushing this, because I don't really know who they are. I just heard one of my patrons asked me this question. And so I thought I'd look into it. So I don't know who's out there saying this about General Michael Flynn. But perhaps they're not up and up. Perhaps they're not of the light or of the good. I'm just saying. I don't know who it is. So that's all I can say on that. Okay. All right. That's all I'm going to say on that. All right. Thanks, everyone. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else I need to cover. So February looks overall okay. There may be some sad or difficult events, but and possibly some shakeup at levels of authority, whether it's the CDC, the court, the presidency, something like that. There's going to be shakeups out there. Okay. All right, that's what I get for this. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And I'll try to get on here and do more videos. Like I said, I've got another project going on and it's taking up a lot of my time. But I do anticipate sharing with you all what I'm doing because I think it's fascinating. But I got to get a little more solid and clear some loose ends up before I tell you all and bring you all in on what I'm doing. So, but that will be forthcoming in the future. Okay, everyone. Take care. Love you all. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.